Okay, so imagine you're scrolling through the news,
Right.
right? And instead of all the bad stuff, it's just like story after story of people being amazingly kind.
Oh, I like that.
That's what we're going to dive into, like a total refresh, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got this whole collection of stories here. Each one is like a glimpse into how powerful compassion can be. And what we're going to do is unpack them. Not just what happened, but like the ripple effect, you know?
The ripple effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you read these heartwarming things and you think, like, what makes someone go that extra mile?
Right.
Like Eduardo, the cyclist in Brazil,
Yeah.
finds a stray dog, Kip, just giving it water, right?
Yeah.
But no, this guy, he puts the dog in his backpack, takes it home.
It's such a simple act, but it says so much, doesn't it?
It does.
We're just bombarded with so much negativity these days, right? It's
Yeah.
easy to kind of shut down,
To get numb to it all.
Yeah, exactly. But what Eduardo did is like this reminder that empathy's still out there.
People still care. And that his story went viral.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you how much we need that kind of good news.
It's almost like we're craving it, you know?
Starved for it.
Yeah, yeah. Like we need that reminder that good still exists.
Exactly. Okay, get this. Wedding bus catches fire. Minnesota. Disaster, right?
Oh, no.
But the firefighters, after putting out the fire, they don't just leave.
Right.
They drive the couple to their reception
Yeah.
in the fire truck.
There's something so wonderful about that, you know?
Amazing.
They'd already done their job, but they went above and beyond.
They did.
Turned a potential nightmare into like this amazing wedding story. And that's what gets me, you know? Small things can have such a huge impact.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, you know, are people in helping professions just like wired differently? Is it in their DNA to go the extra mile?
That's a good question.
I think a certain type of person is drawn to those careers, you know, but it's also about the culture, fostering compassion.
Right.
These firefighters, they could have just done the minimum, but they chose to make a difference.
And that choice is what makes all the difference. It's like they saw a chance to spread a little joy, and they took it.
Exactly. And think about what that says to everyone who hears the story. It's like, even when things are tough, there's still room for kindness.
Okay, totally different story now. India. Dad's stuck in lockdown, away from his family.
Oh, wow.
But the police, instead of just, enforcing rules, they'd deliver a birthday cake to his son.
Oh.
Not exactly in the job description.
No, but it shows a deeper understanding of what it means to serve, you know?
Yeah.
They could have just focused on the lockdown, but they chose to bring a little happiness. Especially important now, right? When people don't always trust authority.
It humanizes them, shows they're part of the community.
Totally. And these acts of kindness, it's not just the person receiving it who benefits.
Oh, interesting.
The giver does too. It can reduce stress, make you happier, even improve your health. It's win-win.
So being kind is good for you.
It is.
I like that. Speaking of, we have this story from Colorado. Older woman in a pharmacy. She overhears someone struggling to pay for their medicine. She could have ignored it. But instead, she donates money to help.
And she does it anonymously. No fanfare, no wanting credit. Pure kindness.
It's like a secret act of love. And it makes you think about the person who got that help. They may never know who did it, but it could have changed their whole day.
Maybe their whole outlook.
Yeah, and that's the power, right? It ripples outward, touching lives in ways we can't even imagine.
It really does.
Okay, this one got to me. A postman in England starts having tea with this lonely widow on his route. Doesn't have to do that.
No.
But he sees she needs connection, so he steps up.
It's a beautiful example, right? We often think we need to do something huge, but sometimes the smallest things mean the most. When they come from a place of genuine caring.
It's about being present, noticing the people around us, and seeing those moments where a little kindness goes a long way.
Exactly. And that brings us to something that really tick off. Remember free hugs in Union Square? People just offering hugs to strangers.
Oh, yeah.
Simple, right? But it tapped into something so deep.
I read about this woman. She hadn't been hugged in like 20 years. Went up to one of the huggers and just started crying.
Oh, wow.
It shows how much we all crave that touch, that connection, especially in a world that can feel so lonely.
And free hugs, it was like A reminder that we're not alone. We all need that connection.
Yeah.
Sometimes a hug is all it takes.
Like physical compassion.
Yeah, exactly. And we can all offer that,
Okay.
that kind of comfort to the people around us. So let's talk about Holly Jackson. She went from being homeless to starting this amazing thing, Walls of Love. She knows hardship firsthand, and she turned it into something good.
It's incredible.
Really is. She took her pain and made a movement that helps people in need. Shows us that even in the darkest times, we can still find strength to help others.
Inspiring.
Yeah, and that's what's so amazing about her story. She didn't just overcome adversity, she used it to make a difference.
Love that.
It's like she took the bad stuff life threw at her and she turned it into something good, and shared it with the people who needed it most. And that's something we can all learn from. We can let our experiences harden us, or we can let them make us more compassionate.
Okay, got to talk about Andre Johnson. The NFL player, he does this yearly toy drive for kids in foster care.
Right.
This isn't just some celebrity thing, it's personal for him.
Yeah, he was inspired by his own childhood. And he's using his platform to make a real difference for kids going through similar things. It's not just giving toys, it's giving them hope.
And a feeling of being loved when they might feel forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. It's about showing them that they deserve joy, that they matter. And that's such a powerful example for everyone. We can all use what we have to make a positive impact.
It's like he's creating this ripple effect of kindness, encouraging other people to give back and help kids in need. Okay, get this. Martin Ager, a Broadway violinist, plays calming music for shelter dogs.
I love that.
Who even thinks of that?
It's so unique and heartwarming,
It is.
He saw a need and used his talent to bring comfort to these animals. They've often been through so much.
It's like he's speaking a language they understand, a language of empathy.
It is. And it reminds us that kindness isn't just for people. We can be compassionate to all living beings. We're all connected.
Expanding that circle of compassion, yeah. Okay, listener, this one's going to stick with you. Cairo, Egypt. Things are tense, politically. A group of Muslims are at a hospital gathering for Friday prayers, and suddenly a bunch of Coptic Christians form a human chain around them, protecting them.
Wow.
Powerful, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it gets better. When it was the Christians' turn to pray, the Muslims did the same for them, protected them.
That is incredible.
It's like this back and forth kindness,
Right.
recognizing that we're all human. Even when things are tough, there's this potential for unity.
It really is a beacon of hope that love and empathy can win, even when there's conflict.
Reminds us we're all connected no matter what.
It's really interesting going through these stories. Like, they really challenge how we see things.
Like how?
Well, think about those police officers delivering the cake. We tend to think of law enforcement in a certain way,
Yeah.
not always with those softer moments in mind.
True. We put people in boxes.
Yeah.
Especially people in authority. But this story, it breaks those boxes down.
Right.
Reminds you that there's a real person there, someone who cares.
Exactly. And that one act, it can have this ripple effect,
Oh, yeah.
Might inspire someone else to be kind, to see each other differently.
Like planting little seeds of compassion.
I love that. Little seeds that grow into something amazing.
And that older woman at the pharmacy, it makes you think about doing things anonymously.
It's pure, isn't it? No wanting anything in return. Makes you wonder, is it more meaningful when it's like that? No reward, no recognition, just kindness.
It does feel pure somehow.
Yeah.
I think more people would be kind if they could stay anonymous.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe taking away that social pressure lets people be more compassionate.
Like they're free to just act from the heart.
Exactly. It's a nice thought, isn't it? That we all have that potential for kindness inside us.
That postman and the widow. Such a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
It really speaks to that need for connection,
Mm.
especially as we get older.
Loneliness is a real problem.
Wow.
And what he did, so simple but so meaningful, he saw that she needed someone.
He delivered more than mail that day.
He did. And it makes you realize we gotta pay attention to the people around us. We get so caught up.
We miss those who might be struggling.
It's a reminder to be more mindful. Reach out. Offer a listening ear, a kind word.
To make those connections.
Yeah.
And speaking of reaching out, that free hugs movement was huge.
Wasn't it?
People hugging strangers right in the middle of the city. It's kind of amazing when you think about it.
It's the power of touch.
Yeah.
We're wired for it. And in this world where everything's so digital, we're missing that.
Totally.
So free hugs, it offered that warmth, that feeling of belonging without needing any words.
And it's not just the hug itself, it's the intention. Seeing the person, letting them know they matter.
Exactly. We're all in this together, right? We need each other. And sometimes a hug is the best way to say that. So we've been talking about individual acts, but I love it when that kindness turns into something bigger.
Yeah.
Like with Holly Jackson and Walls of Love.
It's credible what she built.
Taking her own experience and helping so many people, it shows how powerful one person can be.
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
She didn't wait. She just did it.
And that's what's so inspiring. She started a movement, inspired others to join her.
Planted that seed of kindness.
And now it's growing. It's amazing how these acts can multiply, you know?
They do.
Inspiring others, changing communities. So Andre Johnson and his toy drive, it's one thing to donate to a charity, but he really puts himself into it.
It's personal for him.
Yeah, and that makes it even more special. He's paying it forward, helping kids going through what he went through.
And he doesn't just hand out toys. He creates this whole experience.
Right. Remember that detail about letting each kid fill a cart for 80 seconds?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Giving them that feeling of abundance, of choice. It's about more than just stuff. It's about making them feel valued.
Seen, celebrated.
Exactly.
Right.
And it says something to everyone watching, you know. These kids matter. We care about them. We're invested in their future. Martin Agee, the violinist playing for shelter dogs, it just warms my heart.
Mine too.
Makes you think, how else can we use our talents to be kind?
It is.
It's about thinking outside the box. And it shows the power of art to connect with something deeper.
It speaks to their hearts.
It does, and it's a reminder we all have something to offer, some way to make a difference.
Find our own way to express kindness.
And when we share that, it creates something beautiful. Okay, we got to talk about that story from Cairo. It's so powerful, and it gives me so much hope.
Yeah.
It shows that even when things are divided, we can still come together.
It's about remembering what unites us.
Our shared humanity.
And it challenges us to do the same, to build bridges, to understand each other.
It's a beautiful vision, isn't it?
It is.
A world where kindness wins, where we see each other as human, and we work together to make things better.
It's a world worth fighting for.
And we can create it, one act of kindness at a time.
You know, going through all these stories, it's amazing how different they all are.
Right.
Rescuing a dog, giving money, just having tea with someone.
It shows you kindness isn't just one thing.
It could be anything, really.
Exactly. Big or small, out in the open or in private. It's about following your heart, finding those moments where you can do some good.
So is there something that connects all these stories? What makes them resonate with us so much?
That's a good question. I think it's that reminder that we're not alone,
Mm.
that we're all part of something bigger. These acts of kindness, they break down those walls we build up, you know?
They do.
They remind us we're all human.
Like little sparks of light in the darkness,
Beautiful way to put it.
showing us we're all connected. And those sparks, they can spread. Change people, change communities, change the world. Okay, listener, we've shared a lot today. From all over the world, incredible acts of compassion. What's one story that really stayed with you?
And what about you? What's one small act of kindness you can do today?
Doesn't have to be huge. A smile, a kind word, helping someone out.
Sometimes those small things make the biggest difference.
They can turn someone's day around, restore their faith in people, and maybe even inspire them to be kind to someone else.
Exactly. It's a chain reaction. So go out there and be that change. Be kind. Be compassionate. Let's make these stories the norm, not the exception.
Keep those good vibes going, everyone. We'll see you on our next deep dive.